Okay, welcome to Aim for Freedom. We have three very fine 45 ACPs, and the reason why I wanted to bring this to the table is because maybe you're in the market for a 45. There's a lot of fine options out there. You've got your 1911s, and you have this category of firearm, which is closer to your modern day firearm. 1911's a little older design. You've got weapons now that carry 15 rounds like the FNX 45. So these may be a more viable option for a daily carry. We have the FNX 45, SIG P227, and your Glock 41. So that's what's on the table here today. They're all 45 ACP. Two of them can have a red dot, one can't. And they're all in the same sort of genre, so that's why we're comparing them. As far as a carry option goes, and to me that's an important category because one of the #1 reasons why people buy a handgun, to carry it to protect themselves. Okay, so if you're in the market to carry one of these, I would highly consider the Glock 41 or something along these lines. The Gen 4 I wasn't crazy about because I was getting brass to the face with this thing, and it seems like there's still some kinks that they need to work out in the design. I wasn't crazy about the way the red dot attached either. But, that's not a huge issue because you got a co-witness here with these iron sights. The ones that Glock gives you, you do not get a co-witness. These were from Ameriglow. They were about 90 bucks, and they're a nice option. So, highly recommend those if you're going to go with this Glock 41. So, the reason why I would give this gun the thumbs up on a carry is for its ergonomics. You're getting 13 rounds. That's not the best in class. The FNX can give you 15 rounds, okay? But you're giving away a size difference, okay? We carried all three of these around on a daily basis, for weeks at a time to give us a good idea. We used an Alien Gear Tuck 3.0, which is a great inside the waistband holster. It's a hybrid. It's got Kydex and leather, very comfortable. Very easy to carry, the Glock 41. It conceals very well. I have a 9mm M&P compact. I would say this was right in lines with that. I mean, as far as comfort goes, you hardly knew this thing was there, and it conceals real easy. This handle is not a huge handle, and for it to hold 13 rounds, I mean, that's a good deal there. So Glock calls it the practical tactical, and I thought it was just marketing slang, but it really is a practical tactical. I mean, it's a practical gun that you can carry, and it's tactical in that you got your red dot and you've got 13 rounds of 45 ACP, which is a lot of firepower. So thumbs up carry for the Glock 41. And the reason I didn't pick the SIG either was because 10 rounds is just not enough. There's a more compact package with the 10 round magazine in there. Okay, but 10 rounds just isn't enough when I can have 13 and basically the same size difference. Okay, so say why not the 14 rounder? You've got this extra piece, okay, and when you're trying to conceal that creates a problem on the handle. How tall a gun is has a lot to do with how well you can conceal it. You can see the height difference there. So the Glock is a much shorter package, easier to conceal. Okay, so let's say you're just buying one of these for home defense. You want to defend your home, you're not really concerned with carrying it every day. Maybe you carry a 9mm or 380, something a little smaller, more compact, and you just want this thing to sit in your safe next to your bed. I would say you can't go wrong with the SIG P227 or the FNX 45. Both great options for that. You've got tons of firepower here with 14 rounds or 15 rounds. I think it would come down to if you really want a red dot or not. If you really want the option to have a red dot, you're going to go with the FNX. If you don't care about a red dot, the SIG's going to be your choice. It's got a nicer trigger, and this thing is just a smooth operator. It wants to shoot, and it wants to shoot all day. So we really enjoyed shooting this thing. And as far as home defense goes, 14 rounds of 45 ACP you can't go wrong with. Now the same thing goes with target shooting. I would say pick either one of these, and it depends on if you want the red dot or not. This thing, best trigger in the class. I just love the trigger on this thing and the ergonomics. This is a shooter. This is a shooter's gun right here. I just can't say enough about shooting this thing. It's just a great joy to shoot. The FNX 2 is great to shoot. The handle doesn't fit the ergonomics quite the same as the handle does on this SIG, and the trigger's just not quite as good. It's up there. This is a great trigger, don't get me wrong. It's got a crisp break, and it's only 4.5 pounds, but the short reset trigger on the SIG is amazing. Now moving along to accuracy, we've got some clips that we put together shooting the gun, accuracy testing it, so I will put those up. Okay, so now I just want to do a quick pros and cons section to really weigh this out for you guys so you can get a grip on each one of these and what I feel to be the pros and cons in comparing them with each other. So the pros on, we'll do the FNX first. Okay, biggest pro, 15 round capacity. 15 rounds of 45 ACP, that's the most in its class. Okay, that's a lot of firepower. Okay, so, you know, right there. Boom, 30 rounds of 45 ACP. Okay, that's not enough. Okay, 45 rounds, plus one in the chamber, 46 rounds. Okay, so you can't beat that. That's a lot of firepower. Okay, so that's huge. That's great. 15 rounds, I don't know how they did it. FNX, kudos to you, because that's just awesome. Another big pro, you can put a red dot on here. So you have the option. Some guys don't like the red dot. They say, eh, you don't need that thing. But it's nice to have the option. I like it because I can get a co-witness, okay? So why not have a red dot? Because, you know, maybe for your long out shots, maybe you'll use the red dot. And for your close-up shots, you'll use your iron sights. So you have that option. It's a nice option to have. And Trijicon makes a fine red dot. So that's a huge plus for me. FNX gives you 3 magazines in a very nice carry case. So you're paying a lot of money for this firearm. You know, when you compare it to the SIG, they give you this box, okay? And they only give you 2 magazines. So the carry case is nice. I take it to the range when I shoot the gun. You can fit a lot of stuff in here. You can fit all your mags in there. And you know, it's a nice sturdy case. And there you go. You can fit bullets in there and whatever you want. The flashlight's in there, instruction manual. So that's nice to have when you're paying that kind of money. So that's a nice bonus. You got a threaded barrel, so you can throw your suppressor on there right when you get home. So that's nice to have. You don't have to fiddle with that, and it's a nice barrel, good accuracy out of that thing. It's got an outstanding trigger, like I said, and it's got a lot of options and features on it. You've got the double single action trigger with the safety and the decocker. There's a whole video on this gun too if you guys want an in-depth close-up look on that. This is an outstanding firearm. So those are the pros on this firearm. Now as far as the cons go, all I could really say bad about it is the size. When compared to these 3, it's probably the biggest and the heaviest, but you're getting 15 rounds, so it's a trade-off. It's a give and take. A lot of people, they don't have a problem carrying this weapon. I've met a lot of people through the YouTube and through the videos that say, yeah, I carry that thing every day, you know, with an alien gear holster or whatever it may be, and I don't have any problems. So that's personal preference, but when compared to something slimmer and more compact, you can tell that it's there. It can kind of get in your way, and it's bulky. But if concealing is not your hugest thing, then this is a winner. All right, moving along, we will go to the SIG P227 Tactical. Best trigger in the class right there. This trigger, I cannot say enough good things about it. It's just super smooth. The brake on it is amazing. And that trades off in your accuracy. When you go to the range with this thing and you're speed shooting and targets, the trigger's going to help you out because it's so smooth, predictable, and it's just got such a clean, crisp brake that there's no jerk at all in your movements, and you can just focus on your target, and you don't have to worry about that trigger pull at all. The reset's just amazing too. Beautiful. Like I said, FNX did a nice job with it, but Glock's trigger's kind of bringing up the rear there. So great trigger on the SIG P227. Great trigger on the SIG P227. I believe it pulled in at about 4.5 pounds. Okay. The extended magazine gets you 14 rounds. So, you know, comes with a 10 rounder and a 14 rounder. So it's a nice option to be able to get some extra capacity in there. This gun, another huge pro about it, the ergonomics are just great. This thing just fits in your hand. It was made to shoot. That's all I can really say. It's just so smooth, and it's just, the ergonomics are great. It's a slim package, and it is just a shooter's gun. It's like a Ferrari. Ferrari's made to be raced on the road. This gun is made to be taken to the range and shot. It just begs for it, and it's just a shooter's gun. I don't know how else to explain it besides say, go to your gun shop, pick one up, see if the owner's nice enough to let you squeeze the trigger, and it's a real nice package. Now as far as cons go, okay, the 10 round magazine, that's not enough for a daily carry, okay. Why do I want to carry 10 rounds when I could carry 13 in about the same size package, okay? I wish SIG would have had a 13 round magazine. It would have been neat to see what that would have been like. The 14 rounder is just too bulky. That big extra piece, when you're trying to conceal the thing, that big extra piece is sticking out and it's getting in the way. Another downfall, they only give you one 14 round magazine and they only give you a box. You're paying a lot of money for this thing. It's in the same price range as the FNX, and you only get this cardboard box and you only get 2 magazines. Come on, SIG. If you're going to give me a cardboard box, throw in a couple extra magazines. The SIG P227 TAC Ops has 4 14-round magazines, so it would have been nice to get a few extra magazines. The TAC Ops doesn't have a threaded barrel, so come on SIG. Another downfall on the SIG, you don't have an option to put a red dot on, so it would have been nice to have a slide capable of a red dot to fit in the genre with these two. Some guys don't care about that. This thing does shoot great. I mean, the accuracy on it I found to be really good. Those are nice sights on there, and I didn't have a problem with it, but it would be nice to have the option to put a red dot on. Okay, so we'll move along now to the Glock 41. Okay, the Glock 41, moving along now. The Glock 41 really is the practical tactical. Glock lived up to the hype, I believe in that, and they made a practical gun. Good price point. It's lower than all these, a good bit lower, and it is a tactical firearm. You got your red dot up there, and you got 13 rounds of 45 ACP. So that brings me on to the next pro. You've got 13 rounds in there, and it's still very comfortable to carry. So that's huge. You have the option to add a red dot if you want. So if you want to throw that red dot up there, you can put it up there, and that's nice to have also. Now, as far as the downfalls go, the instruction manual on this MOS was a joke. I did a whole video on that. I'm not going to go into that in this video, but the instructions were very poor, and I did not like the way the screws mounted this thing in. They don't go into the slide, they go into this little plate. So if you want to see the video on that, check it out. It's on my channel. It's a shocking Glock 41 MOS fail, but we did a whole video on that. Some people they don't like that I did that video. Whatever, guys. I'm just trying to give an honest review here, okay? Brass to the face. That's a problem. I don't want a gun that I'm going to be relying on to save my life in a life or death situation. Have to worry about brass flying up and hit me in the eye. That's crazy. We call Glock customer service. They don't have a fix for it. So that's a problem for me. I would have liked to seen a fix for the brass to the face, or not have it be an issue at all. That's just crazy to me, and that's concerning. So that's a huge con. Aftermarket parts are another problem. You don't see a lot of aftermarket parts for the Gen 4s. I don't know why, but that raises a red flag. It could be because there's reliability issues with them. They're not as popular as the Gen 2s and Gen 3s. So that remains to be an issue. You don't get a threaded barrel either. There's no suppressing the Glock. Unless you buy a threaded barrel, but then you're in the price range of one of these. And the trigger. The trigger's garbage. When compared to the SIG and the FNX, it's a 5.5 pound pull.
4 pounds.
So it's a heavier pull, and the brake is just very mushy. I don't know how else to explain it. It's not very predictable. It will surprise you. The brake will surprise you, and it's just it's not a crisp brake. Maybe Glock intended it to be that way, but I prefer something along the lines of the FNX or the SIG. Clean, crisp brake and a lighter pull. So that's it. That pretty much wraps it up for the head-to-head comparison. We'll get some videos up of shooting these guns some more, and head-to-head comparisons and the time trials on the iron, steel plates, and also the accuracy tests and everything like that. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I appreciate all the subscribers and the support. Also want to send a big shout out to Federal Firearms in Oakdale, PA. They hooked us up with some great deals on these firearms that we're reviewing here today. Wouldn't be possible without them. Big shout out, Federal Firearms. Check them out. Remember to stay politically active to maintain your gun rights. And remember, aim for freedom.